Born in the small coastal town of Porbandar, Gujarat, India, on October 2, 1869, Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi embarked on a journey that would lead him to become a global icon of peace. His early life, steeped in traditional Indian culture and values, was soon to be complemented by Western ideals when he chose to study law in London. This exposure to Western culture and principles of freedom, justice, and equality began to shape Gandhi's worldview. Little did he know that his time in London would serve as a catalyst for his transformation into a symbol of non-violent resistance. Gandhi's journey took a significant turn when he moved to South Africa in 1893. This land, far from his home, was where he first encountered the bitter sting of racial prejudice. Gandhi was not just a bystander to this injustice. He was a direct victim, and this personal experience lit a fire within him, igniting his resolve to fight for equality and justice. As a legal representative for Indian immigrants, Gandhi found himself thrust into the middle of a struggle for civil rights. He became a beacon of hope for those facing discrimination, a leader who passionately believed in their cause. His experiences in South Africa were pivotal, shaping his philosophy of nonviolent resistance, a concept he would later term as Satyagraha. Satyagraha, the force of truth and nonviolence, became Gandhi's guiding principle. It was more than a strategy. It was a moral compass, a way of life. Gandhi used Satyagraha to challenge discriminatory laws like the Asiatic Registration Act and the poll tax on Indians. His peaceful protests and relentless pursuit of justice were instrumental in bringing about social and political change. South Africa was the crucible where Gandhi's activism was forged. His time there wasn't just a chapter in his life, it was a transformational period that laid the foundation for his future work in India. The seeds of nonviolent resistance were sown in South Africa, setting the stage for Gandhi's larger role in India. Returning to India in 1915, Gandhi was ready to channel his experiences and philosophy into India's struggle for independence. His arrival on Indian soil was a turning point, not just for him, but for India's freedom movement. He quickly aligned himself with the Indian National Congress, a party at the forefront of the independence struggle. His advocacy for Swaraj, or self-rule, was not just about political independence, but also about social and economic empowerment of the masses. Gandhi's leadership shone brightly during movements such as the non-cooperation movement from 1920 to 1922. Here, he urged Indians to reject British goods and services, a powerful act of peaceful defiance that shook the foundations of colonial rule. Then came the civil disobedience movement from 1930 to 1934. This was marked by the historic Salt March, where Gandhi and his followers marched over 200 miles to the Arabian Sea to make their own salt in protest against the British salt tax. This simple act amplified the voice of India's demand for independence on the global stage. His final major campaign, the Quit India movement in 1942, was a clarion call for immediate independence and resulted in mass protests across the country. Throughout these movements, Gandhi was steadfast in his commitment to nonviolence. He believed in Satyagraha, the force of truth and love, as the most potent weapon against oppression. But his vision wasn't limited to protests. He emphasized rural self-reliance and promoted khadi, homespun cloth, as a symbol of India's self-sufficiency. Gandhi's unyielding dedication to non-violent resistance and equality became a beacon of hope for millions, inspiring leaders worldwide. His strategy of peaceful defiance and his emphasis on the power of truth became the bedrock of India's fight for independence, forever etching his name as an icon of peace and resistance in the annals of history. Despite India achieving independence in 1947, Gandhi's journey was far from over. Post-independence, he dedicated his efforts to fostering religious harmony among India's diverse communities. He stood as a voice of reason amid the chaos, criticizing the violence that erupted in the wake of partition. His commitment to peace was unwavering, even as it made him a target. Tragically, this commitment led to his assassination on January 30, 1948, by a Hindu extremist who opposed his philosophy of nonviolence and interfaith harmony. Yet his death did not mark the end of his influence. Gandhi's philosophy of peace, nonviolence, and social justice has left an indelible mark on the world, inspiring countless movements for human rights and equality. His teachings continue to guide leaders and activists worldwide, and his principles remain just as relevant today. Though his life was cut short, Mahatma Gandhi's legacy continues to inspire movements for human rights and equality around the globe. His journey from a young lawyer to a global icon of peace is a testament to the power of truth and nonviolence.